Candace Owens wrecks a black race baiter. Hey guys, this is Isabella Moody from Resist the Mainstream. Make sure you like today's video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to our channel, and let's get right into it. Headphone users, beware.
I'll start off with my credentials since apparently they matter.
Oh, they definitely don't matter.
I'm an 8-year military veteran. I'm a college student. I'm a black woman, and I believe that white privilege fucking exists.
Okay, already right off the bat, her attitude, cut it out. You're not cute. You forgot to mention that you're severely overweight. Your arms are probably bigger than my entire body. Yeah, pretty disgusting. Your attitude, just gross. Okay, thank you for your service, I guess, but like doesn't excuse you for being psychotic, which we can already tell that you are. But go off, queen, go off. Let's continue. We love our black queens out there.
So we're gonna start with that.
Thank you for your service.
And the reason why white privilege exists is because you guys refuse to acknowledge the history that put people in this position. You want to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist when white people had a fucking upper hand for 250 years to develop generational wealth, and that black people didn't get the right to fucking vote until the 60s, and you're going to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist?
So,
that sounds like it exists because you guys got the upper hand.
What's funny about that is blacks were doing better during
Why
that time.
Why do we always call people blacks?
No, because you
did.
Can we just be black people? Can we just be like African Americans or something? Why are we just...
How about we stop getting offended by words? Blacks, black people, what is the difference? Literally, what is the difference? Gosh, you were a veteran for 8 years and you're getting offended by the term blacks? Get a grip on reality.
Black community, how would you like it said? What makes you feel better on the inside?
Really, anything else other than what you're saying.
I'll say how you want
anything else.
Right, so it doesn't even matter what Candace says. It's just she came there to oppose Candace, so whatever Candace says is the worst possible way to say it, worst possible thing to say. She doesn't care. She just hates it.
I'll package it how you need it. Tell me what makes you feel
literally anything else other than what you're saying.
Okay, anything else. Why is it that anything else, right? In the Jim Crow era, blacks were doing better. Economically, we're outpacing whites under the Jim Crow era than we were doing.
It probably has to do with the fact that we had our own communities before the fucking...
And now we're just having two black women trying to out-yell each other. Great.
KKK came and burned them down.
The KKK were Democrats, but give me a second. So after $22 trillion of government handouts and a black president
after how many years of slavery and 44
white
presidents, 44 white male presidents, 97% white male Congress.
So you're actually the reason why people like us can't do well, because they've sold you our oppression and you bought it. Blacks were doing better under the Jim Crow era.
If you acknowledge the oppression of other people, we can heal from it.
No, we can't.
But if you want to ignore it, we won't have anything happen.
That's not how this works. Dialogue and acknowledging things doesn't make us suddenly rich.
So there's a question I do want to ask, which I can't seem to get an answer. What can she not do in America that a white person can do? What opportunity? You served in the military. You've made good choices. You're getting rewarded for them. You're going to live in the American middle class. What privilege do I have that you don't have that is based on skin color, not on wealth or socioeconomic status? Please.
The fact that you are sitting here with like little to no education trying to talk to people about white privilege is white privilege.
Tell me one thing I said that's wrong, and don't use an argument from authority. Make a good argument.
I have a degree.
I'm
Don't cite your
arguing from
credentials.
authority because I'm telling you my life experience.
That's not your life experience.
Name
That's a
one,
degree.
Really? I'm sorry. Did you live my
thing-
life?
That means nothing.
Did you live my life?
That means that's a
one
degree.
thing
You're not smarter
that
than him
you
because you have a
can't do
degree. Just so you know
that
That's
I
a fallacy.
can do.
That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole fucking dollar.
What? You can't? Why?
Oh my
What?
God.
Oh my gosh. And now she's going to go off about the so-called gender wage gap, which we all know doesn't exist, right? There's a gender wage gap because women make different choices. They work less hours. Men work longer hours. Men tend to work jobs that pay more. Also, women tend to go on maternity leave. That's something that men don't get to enjoy. The so-called gender wage gap does not take into account all the different factors going into these things. It doesn't make it equal. It doesn't say, okay, this man with the same exact qualifications for the same job working the same hours, yes, he was paid more. No. It doesn't take anything into account. Gender wage gap, stupid, not true, debunked so many times through and through. But this is, remember, this girl's an academic. She has a degree. She was a veteran for 8 years, or she wasn't served for 8 years. I don't even know. Apparently she's so much smarter than the rest of us, but can't seem to figure out how insanely incorrect the gender wage gap is. Does she know how studies work? Does she know that there's different factors that can play into these things? Did she even look at it? Of course not, because they just see the headline. These are headline political takes. They say that women make whatever, like what, 70 cents? I'm not sure exactly the number it was last, but for every dollar a man makes. Well, how about you go into the study, see what all the qualifications, all the factors that played into that statistic, and see, oh wait, it didn't take into account that women tend to be like, teachers or like dance teachers and all these different things. Women tend to choose jobs that pay less. Men, like for instance, women tend to be nurses, doctors tend to be men, right? Don't you think doctors should get paid more than nurses, considering the fact that doctors have way more liability, they go to school longer, way more responsibilities, etc., etc.? Yeah, so doctors are going to get paid more than nurses. But apparently that's just because sexism, right? Okay, these people are literally dumber than a rock. Literally. Let's get back to it.
You're trying to tell me in the military women aren't paid the same as men for equal work?
In the military, up until 2 years ago, women weren't even allowed to do most of the jobs that men
Answer the
can
question.
do.
You just said you couldn't make $1.
Sorry. Let's be real. Do women even want to do these alleged jobs? Come on. Men are always doing the jobs that women would never want to do. And I'm thankful for that, okay? I'm thankful that I get to experience a little something I like to call female privilege, where we don't have to lift heavy things or do the hard work. I love it. Being a woman is so easy, especially in today's society.
You said you could not make $1. You served in the military, which
Not
is...
to mention that people in the military actually get paid a bullshit wage, but we're not going to
All
talk
right,
about
guys,
that.
So now we're moving
Yeah,
over
let's
to
talk
now
about.
we're moving
That
over
has
to
Let's
nothing
talk
to do
about
with
for a
skin
second
color.
that you want to say that
What-
everyone in the military
what can I not
paid a
do?
shitty
It's a
wage,
feminist
so
lie,
that makes it
radical
right.
feminist lie, and they also sell. There's so many different ways they sell you your oppression, and she has purchased all of them today. So right now we are on sexism, right? So she's saying that I can't make a full $1. Yes, you can. If women stop going in,
I bet he got paid more to be here than you did.
Okay. If women stop going into career fields like fashion and Vogue and journalism,
psychology.
and we start going into fields like
Engineering.
engineering
Business.
and hard academics,
Finance.
we will make the exact same money that
If
men
not
make.
more.
The wage gap is a myth and
a
a
myth.
lie. It's a myth
Amen.
and a lie, okay?
Can I say?
It's actually a myth and a lie. I understand that you need to be oppressed, but you have just heard from 2 black people that haven't purchased their oppression from the Democrat Party. Respect that.
And what frustrates me is you served our country, which deserves to be applauded, and you have lived a life of a victor, and you have the gumption to tell me you're a victim without evidence. You were not able to cite one thing that you cannot do that I can do. If you make good choices, you will get those choices rewarded. And you brought 0 evidence except an argument from an authority and an insult to my lack of a college degree, of which I am so proud of, because I'm not indoctrinated because I didn't go to college. Thank you very much. For the next person.
Yeah, I mean, they're both exactly correct. They're both dispelling all these leftist lies that this education system is literally brainwashing college students to believe in. That's why I'm always railing against college students. They're probably the dumbest demographic of America. They probably make toddlers seem like Albert Einstein. Literally. I mean, that's how smart these people make toddlers look, because they can't understand basic concepts. And this girl literally thought that she was so smart. She thought that she was going to show them. And funny how you notice how she kept storming away. That's a common theme I see with these leftists, is they think they're going to make a point and they storm away before allowing the speaker, like in this case, Candace Owens or Charlie Kirk, to actually respond. They think that they have their little mic drop moment, and they just don't. They just don't, because they say something stupid and they say it loud and proud, and then they walk away. Yeah, just because you yell something and then like storm off right after doesn't make it true. But of course, these people, these are the same people that believe in my truth, not objective reality. Fun fact, there's only such thing as one truth, the truth. There's no such thing as my truth. You're just an emotional weirdo if you think that. But I'm rambling, as I tend to do. I am a woman, of course. But that is all we have time for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.